Ladies and gentlemen, on this episode, we have Lauren the Legend. She is, just tell us about yourself because you're just so awesome.
No, do the intro. Go ahead.
Okay.
I like that part.
Ladies and gentlemen, she has her own shop. It's a podcast suite loft. It just looks beautiful on Instagram. I saw it several times. I reached out to her. She has a beautiful soul already, and it's my first time really meeting her. So, however, and she's a bevel barber, I found out, and she's also just an overall great person. So, I'm going to let her tell, Lauren, to my left, here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's insert the fake claps, all that good stuff. She's
I'm
here.
gonna take it.
She's here. So she's a woman in the barber industry that's killing it. So I'm going to let you take it away. Tell us about yourself. Tell the people why you're here, what you're doing, what you got going on, how you feeling, all that stuff.
Oh man! First off, thank you for having me.
No problem.
I appreciate the invite to come here and just politic with you.
We here.
But not too much to tell.
We got a lot. We're gonna dive in.
Yeah.
Who is Lauren? Who is Lauren the Legend? We talking about who is Lauren first before we get into the barber stuff. Who is Lauren?
Lauren is a third generation barber from California, and I don't know. I'm just looking to change and inspire my clients and everybody else who's to come. I appreciate those that stop by my page or those that reach out, and however I can help and serve my community, and that's what I'm gonna do.
So one of my questions was being a pillar in the community, but since you already talked about being a pillar in the community, how does it feel to be a pillar in the community? Like, what do you feel like your job as a barber is to the community?
That's a good question. I feel like, my job is to really just uphold the truth, and to overall, make people feel good and make, I think men's grooming and barbering, like, I don't know. Let me find my words. Hold on real quick.
Take your time.
I think the community really need barbers to be more in touch with overall just with each other. I think men's health and barbering play a major role. I know a lot of, back in the day, I think now we're starting to see a lot more, black men reach out and go to seek therapy. But prior to that, the barbershop was therapy. So to have a personal space where people can come and feel safe and feel comfortable, I love that. And I'm gonna continue to provide that for my community.
So let me ask you this question. So we talked about mental health and talked about being a pillar in the community. Do you feel like you're a therapist as a barber? And how? And have you been?
Have I been a therapist?
Well, behind the chair, yeah. I feel like every barber is, but
yeah, I feel like it goes hand in hand. When you're building a clientele, you really want to be specific about who you choose to have in your chair. I'm really specific about who I choose to connect with and interact with, knowing that, this interaction is meaningful. It's deeper than just a haircut. And to provide that one-on-one space, you never know what someone's going through. Someone could be having a bad day. Someone could be on the brink of divorce or, going through marital problems or problems just, with family or with a job. And, you just never know who can be that outlet. And I'm happy to be that outlet for those that want to come and share.
So let me ask you this, though. How did you end up shaping your craft, your gift with the clippers? Like, did you have a mentor or anything like that? How did you shape your craft?
I think, we find multiple mentors within our industry. Barbering is, I don't know, it's such a connection, especially when you're barbering on a platform level. You become friends and with amongst your peers, and you tend to lean on your peers. So yeah, I found a lot of mentorship and inspiration from other barbers within the industry. Personally, I learned how to cut from my uncle. At 16, didn't really understand, or I didn't even catch like what he was trying to do. He was really just trying to guide me and keep me safe, keep me out of the streets. So what started with, me just lining him up and him keeping me, like I said, out of the streets, it turned into so much more. And I started cutting hair at 16. I really didn't I didn't go to barber college until 22. And even from 22, I didn't take it serious till about 28.
Wow. So let me ask you this. In doing some of these interviews and basically with the film that I had, the Black Barbers film as well, there's some of the men that were in the film as well, their mothers gave them the clippers. But it's interesting. You're the only woman that I know that I've interviewed that said that their uncle has given them the clippers. So now my mind is spinning because these clippers have always been in the community and they're always handed down. So it's almost like a mentor. So your uncle, was he some sort of a mentor for you as well, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the significance of the clippers being passed down, whether it's from mothers to sons or from my case, from my uncle to me, it's about keeping, the youth busy. It's so easy for the youth to get caught up in everything else, negative outside. I'm coming up when we didn't have social media. So if you're bored, you're going to find something to get into, whether that's, something with your friends, something, in the streets, or whatever's going to occupy your time. Whether it's boys, whether it's girls, you're going to find something to get into, which 9 times out of 10, depending on the background and depending on how you was, your environment, you can end up becoming a product of your environment and what goes on, especially if you're coming from a single parent household, you're outside. If you're, I don't know, it's just a lot to get into. So I feel like, from single mothers to, their boys, I understand that because sometimes they may not have the means to, afford to take their sons to get haircuts on a regular basis. So you're going to have to go in there and figure it out.
Sure.
Especially if you got brothers, like go in there and, y'all go do this on each other. Somebody's going to end up being good within the community. It's always one person at school who's like, he chopping everybody up in the bathroom. So I don't know. It's weird, but I ended up being that person even in my neighborhood, so that's crazy.
So the neighborhood was big for me growing up. Just being a kid and just being outside and just having that fun. So were you the go-to barber in the neighborhood?
Not necessarily. Like I said, my uncle would kind of pick me up and there was really nothing to do at his house. I just wanted to be on MySpace, hooking up my page all day. But yeah, there you go. I'm just trying to swap it out, little SpongeBob with the white tee on. But outside of that, he seen how much time I was just, isolating my time, and if I wasn't with him, then I wasn't really at home. My mom worked swing shift 3 to 11. 3 to 11, that's a lot to get into. You know what I mean? Especially if she works overtime, I'm outside still. So that can turn into so much more. And it just started with him it was really just bothering me. So he was like, the faster that you do this, you can go back to being on the computer or doing whatever it is that you want to do, but just do this. And then it turned into me looking forward to it and anticipating him asking me hey, you want me to line you up in the back? And then eventually, he wouldn't let me line his front up. So now that became the task, when you gonna let me line you up? I can do the front. He was like, So one day he finally did. And then it turned into, take my clipper bag, you can go cut your brother. And then that turned into me cutting my brother's friends. So it just, it just kind of snowballed and progressed from there. I didn't go to barber college until, I wasn't doing anything else. Yeah. So it was a means, and I was glad that he taught me that in that moment.
So let me ask you this. So your name on Instagram is Lauren the Legend, correct?
Yeah.
legend all your life?
Absolutely. I think everybody's a legend. You just got to tap into it. You
So-
know, like everybody in this world is put here to do something great and something amazing. You know, everyone's gifted. I think you just have to really tap into that and find it. I don't think anybody was meant to really be here to serve a purpose and work for somebody else. You know, and that's no shade to, you know, those that got the 9 to 5. You got to do what you got to do. Don't get me wrong, but we seen how Rod Wave started out, you know, rapping at Wendy's, or I don't know where he was at, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, but he was rapping through the drive-through, and it's like, you never know, like, the next J. Cole could, you know, be at McDonald's. Like, you really just got to tap into that, find your potential, and really just push from that. So, yeah, I think Lauren the Legend, I think that fits to my character. I think it, and then, you know, my motto, you know, just, hey, don't be great, be legendary, man. Just go out there and do it.
Okay. So, check this out.
Check it.
Check 1, 2, 3.
I bet.
So, Lauren the Legend, breaking barriers. What does that look like in the barber industry?
I have no idea what that looks like in the barber industry. I know what that looks like for me personally. I didn't look at it like I gotta, you know, break this barrier within this industry. I think I had to break a lot of barriers, you know, personally. I think there was a lot of hurdles that you gotta overcome personally. I didn't look at it like it was an industry type of thing. So I think it took a long time for me to be comfortable with myself and with my craft, and to feel like I was good. You know what I mean? Like, I've been cutting hair technically, you know, 20 years. I never really felt like I was, you know, really good, or I was up here, you know, at the top, whatever that may be. But I don't know. It takes validity in other people to tell you that. You know what I mean? Like, I never looked at it like, no, I'm done. You know, this is what I do.
It's the humbleness in you. It's the legend in you.
Sure. Look.
It's the legend in you. I mean, legend is it might be the name of this episode.
I hope
Lauren
so.
the Legend,
There
breaking
you go.
legends.
There you go.
Wow. So let's talk about. So you mentioned to me that you were a bevel barber. How did you get to become in that space, or how did you get that particular partnership, or what does that look like? Because that's also breaking barriers.
Okay. That was awesome. I think if you just genuinely be yourself and you really, you know, put out there that what you want to do is definitely going to come to you. Not to say that you don't have to put in work behind that, but for bevel, you know, specifically, I had a buddy of mine, and he put me in contact with, you know, Tristan Walker when they moved bevel from the Bay Area out here, and he was just my client, and he's still just my client, and we have a great relationship, and we never talked about, you know, me being a part of bevel. It just happened. So I think it was organic, and I think when it comes to, you know, partnership with, you know, brands, you have to go with someone who aligns with you. And, you know, a lot of people, they just want the partnership.
True.
Everybody just, you know, not everybody, but those that do. And I've gotten this question, like, how do I get on with a clipper company? I don't know. Because you know what I mean? Like, I can't
Lauren
tell
the
you.
Legend does not have the answers, y'all.
I don't have the answer, because like I said, how this happened, it happened organically. It happened through friendship. He would just ask me, you know, questions, and I'm just gonna, you know, give him the truth and answer to the best of my capability. And one day I was just like, yo, you should give like all the bevel barbers like gold, you know, the gold trimmer. And he was like, yeah, I think that might be cool. And I was like, yeah, bet. And then just one day he was like, oh, I got something for you. He just gave it to me. It was like, you know, it was like Rock Nation training day. I was like, oh.
What's that?
And I cried. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay.
You know?
Hey, you're a legend. Legends cry.
I cried. But just it's something that I wanted so bad, but I didn't know how to go about it. And I didn't know that by me just being genuine and having a genuine friendship and being open, like that's how it was gonna come.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it came. And I've been working with them for about going on 5 years now.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm getting overjoyed just listening to you because that's a testimony.
Thank you.
It's a really good testimony. I like your humbleness. People tell me sometimes I need to brag on myself a little bit more, but that's not for us to do because I'm a legend too.
There you go.
Yeah, can I be a legend as well?
Everybody legend.
Okay. I was just
for
making
sure.
sure. I didn't want to. So check this out. So what about your suite for your clients? How do you set the ambiance for your clients? So when I walk in and I'm in this legendary atmosphere, how do you set the tone for another legend to come in your chair?
Oh, well, I mean, to be honest, I set the tone for myself, and then everything else is, what is to come. If I don't set the tone for myself, how can I set the tone for everyone else? So
Right.
I make sure that in my tone that I'm working in a, calm environment. It's cool, it's calm, it's collective. You're going to come in, well, one, I do make sure that you got to clean up every day. But you really want to just make sure that your client is relaxed. And with that being said, I need to make sure that I'm relaxed, because if I'm not relaxed, nobody's going to be relaxed. Like if I'm hectic, you're going to feel that. You know what I mean? Like this energy is transferable. So if I'm having a bad day, if I am, not on my best, you're not going to be on your best, because I'm not going to be able to offer you 100% if I'm not at 100%. So I really just like to keep it real mellow.
Have you ever cut in a barbershop?
Absolutely.
What was that experience for you, being a female breaking in that barrier, or being in that particular space?
Being a woman in the barbershop.
Yeah.
A woman like...
Barber. Because it's predominantly male dominated, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's the same as being in any room. I never looked at it like I'm the only woman that's, in this room working. I never looked at that. However, yes, it can be a topic, but that's for, others to make that a topic. I never went in there and was searching for acceptance. And I don't know, like I said, you just got to go in there and just do you. I think you got to let the work speak for itself.
True.
More than anything. And that's kind of what I led with.
You want to leave us with anything that I missed, anything that you want to say? So I know something's on that legendary heart of yours. So.
No, it's like, I know what you really wanted to ask, but you never really asked it.
What's that?
Go ahead.
What did I ask?
What do you want to ask?
I'm lost.
As far as the barriers, like what was it that is it just me breaking the barriers within the barbershop, or is it breaking the barriers within the industry? Is that what you wanted to ask?
No, breaking the barriers in industry.
Okay.
Yeah, industry. So I'm very direct. So I ask anything, I get straight to it. So that's why I was saying is anything else that you wanted to say. But no, breaking barriers in the industry.
Okay.
Because this is a male-dominated industry, as we know. It's, so you coming in, having the sponsorships, just you having your expertise in your own place, your own suite, drops mic. Like how many? I don't know too many women barbers that have their own place. One of my other barbers is in North Carolina. She doesn't have her own spot, but they have the apps and stuff where they run it. But I don't know too many women barbers that have their own spot. So I know Lauren the Legend does though.
Right.
So yeah.
I don't think it's a matter of how many women barbers have their own spot. I think it's a matter of how many barbers have their own spot. It's not a lot of barbers that have their own spot.
You want to go into that? Dive into it.
I mean,
let's talk about it.
I definitely think, within this industry, yes, like you said, it's a male-dominated industry. However, in any industry, it's a male-dominated industry.
Okay.
If we really look at the facts, women only been working for X amount of years. I don't even think it's been 100 professionally in the, in any profession.
Right.
So any profession that any woman is in is male dominated. So my question to that is, why do we separate when it comes to barbering?
From the male and the female.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. It's a good question. I'm still doing research in this thing. So
Because it's not like
I'm here to learn as well.
No, I'm just saying it's not like
Perspective.
it's a physical difference. It's not like you have to be more muscular in order for you to cut hair.
True.
This is not the WNBA and the NBA.
Right.
So we don't have to separate male barbers from female barbers.
Right.
And I think that when barbering has come so far, I don't understand why this is quote unquote still taboo, because it's not. And really what it's going to take in order to change that verbiage is it's going to take a lot of, our barber brothers. And it's going to take those that tap into this industry and say, no, she is a barber. It's no different. I'm not a female barber. I'm a barber that happens to be a woman. So that is, that's it. But however, when we go to these hair shows, you see the categories in the competitions as best female fade. And it shouldn't be that. We shouldn't have that as a category. How would people feel if it was a category that only specified someone's race? If it was the best black fade, or the best black barber, or the best white barber, or the best Hispanic barber? Right. I think it would be offensive. And I don't think people, one, take themselves out of their own box to realize how offensive it is to put women barbers in a box. And like I said, we have to get away from that. You don't see that in the stylist industry. You don't see best male stylist. Right. Being a male stylist is quote unquote taboo. We don't have these conversations. So we have to break that norm. We have to, one, stick together and be the voice of change and say, no, I'm not a female barber, I'm a barber. Me being a woman had never helped me get into the doors and have the opportunities that I've had. I've never been able to say that I worked at TNT or I worked for NBA TV or I got at Tyler Perry Studios because I'm a woman. Right. So there was never no advantage to me being a woman. I got there because I'm talented. I got there because I'm good at my craft. I got there because I am a master barber. So, like I said, we have to change that verbiage. I don't think there's any barriers outside of the barrier of those putting on that title of being a female barber.
Well, Lauren the Legend has set me straight and set the industry straight, and here we are, and that's a legend speaking, ladies and gentlemen. So, but I appreciate you.
Oh no.
It's no bad vibes or anything. But that's what I wanted to do this for, because I'm learning as well. I couldn't do a film on black barbershops or black barbers in general if I didn't do my research. So I'm here, so I'm still learning it, and I'll do my part to do better in the industry as well when I get my hair cut and talk to, and I will never say this type of barber. I'll just say my barber, because I learned something here, and that's what it's about. And I'm glad that we were able to get past the little bit of a kink that we had, because that's important.
Oh no,
and being professional to get past it, and I'm grateful for that.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you, allowing this platform. That's why I was like,
set it straight.
I wanted to see if you was, I'm like, there's no barriers within the barbershop. I mean, But I was like, if we're talking about within the industry, then let's go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, I appreciate you even saying like, moving forward, this is what this is what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna go ahead and correct it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All respect.
Lauren the Legend.